Jonah team 여러분, Tony입니다. Good morning, everyone. It's Tony. So today marks the return of a super talented artist who happens to also be Canadian, by the way. Very proud of that. But yes, the return of Henry Lau is here with his third mini album titled Journey, with his title track titled Radio. If you haven't checked out already, if you haven't been blessed by hearing Henry play the piano, the violin, especially the drums, anything overall, you just have been missing out. This man is super talented. He's an amazing artist, and I really cannot wait to get into this reaction. It's been a long time coming. It's been basically 8 months since I last reacted to Henry with Thinking of You. If you want to go check it out, I'll leave it linked in the description box for you guys. Obviously check it out after, please. But with that being said, there's nothing much else actually to be said because I am just so hyped about this. I cannot wait for it. So let's just get into it, guys. This is going to be Henry Lau's Radio. Junbi, ready? She check. Alrighty, let's get to it. Ooh, production value is really high from the teaser I saw for Radio. Really high production value. I'm very excited for this. This honestly feels like a Nike ad at this point. Ooh, smoldering. Oh. Oh. Ooh, are we getting an emotional song? Do you hear that harmonization in the background? Ah, like, oh. Such a soft, magical voice. I love the use of the piano here. Boom, boom, boom. Man has such a magical voice, and I love how he went about making this part of the song. There's this like subtle bass that's just like underlying tone, and it's coming in strong, but it's coming in slow at least, so that it allows for like this more sentimental vibe to happen in the beginning. See, it's like building up now. Ooh. Jeez, did you hear that? Nothing less. Yo, Henry really showing off the vocals with this track. Holy man, look at those high notes. Listen to those high notes, man. Ooh, interesting. So they're using some CG in this. Interesting. Oh, it's a very like heartfelt, like emotional song. Like there's this underlying tone of like an organ pipe almost, and that's kind of like what's adding that mystique to it, a bit of like that foresty vibe I think to it, a bit of like older tones, a bit like ancient a bit vibes to it, a bit older. So I think that that's really helping the case for like what we're seeing now, like running through the woods. It adds that mystique to it. I love the aspect of like having like almost a choir in the background. So like as I expected, the bass is like really picked up and it's become more of a forefront player here, but it's still very kind of like in the background still, in contrast to like also the piano, which is like really doing sustained notes now. Jeez. This slow part is awesome. Oh, interesting. That part is just absolutely glorious to hear. It's the second time I hear this from that part right there, and it still stands out. Just like that way he changes his voice. On and on and on. Radio. It's very heartfelt, man. And on and on and Oh, I like this. Like we're bringing it back to now just a very classical, straightforward piano. And I think that leading up into this, it kind of like brings in something kind of unique. It just breaks everything up and just brings it to a different, like more sentimental place than it already was leading to. Jeez. So like Henry's voice is just a real pleasure to listen to. It has that like deep tones that he has in the way he pronounces and like lets go of certain words. It's very kind of like just soft spoken for and just very like almost like very sensual to his point. But then here he has a lot of power behind it and changes a bit the presence of his voice. It has a lot more just like emphasis on it and it demands like a lot more kind of like attention be put onto it. I like how he's able to control all that. Oh, flying whales. This was in the teaser. Okay, now I see it. Ooh, that harmonization in the background. And on and on. Really fun song. Really enjoyable song. Really just something special, and it has a bit of like I think a western flair to it. It definitely doesn't sound very k-poppy, and I think that's a good thing because Henry, I don't think his voice and his style of music fits into like that cookie cutter style of k-pop. It really goes well with this like kind of rock, like almost not rocker but like more kind of like emotional side and more kind of like almost to a point a ballad style song of music. I really like everything that he did here, and it feels very cinematic. Like this could be like on National Geographic, obviously minus the CG deer, but like everything over top of that is just absolutely just done so well. The production on this is top quality, and I love how simplistic it kept it, but it made everything feel so emotional and just so kind of like heartfelt and from the soul. And it definitely shows a maturity, I think, and that's like I think what he was getting at with the release of this new album. He's trying to show like a more mature side to him and doing maybe a bit like a more mature kind of like deeper tone style songs, and I think he really achieved that here. And this man's voice just something to behold, and it's a very big pleasure to finally be reacting to his comeback after so many months of him being away. But yeah, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. As I mentioned, if you want to go check out my reaction to Thinking of You by Henry, I'll leave it linked in the description box. Hopefully you go check it out. But with that being said, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. 감사합니다. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, or something you want to talk, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. With that being said, guys, it's been Tony. 안녕히 계세요. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.